Hey everyone, it's Sean from Sean's DIY and Reviews, and today's a gorgeous February day, which you don't get all the time here in Northern Virginia. But I have another drone to review for you. Heard some great things about this one, and it's supposed to have some really great footage that you can get from the camera. Just a lot of the features are supposed to be really good. So as you've seen in my videos before, I had a very entry-level plastic one. The first one I ever had flew away on me. And that's where I realized as I researched that you definitely want something with GPS in it. So, I definitely recommend that. So let's take a look at unboxing this and then we'll get into flying it. With all that, now we'll finally actually look at the drone. So you can see under here, there's the camera and it has a little plastic piece over the front of it. So we'll take that plastic off and there's the lens itself. And it says video, photo, camera, and drone on it. On the side, you see it says 2K. Under here, you can see that there's a, look here, there's a sticker. It says, please adjust the camera angle by trimmer only. So do not take your fingers and move the camera up and down. You'll break the mechanism in there. So I'll take that sticker off. And there are some nice little, rubber pieces here that'll kind of help the drone remain stable to some level. But it does not have a gimbal, so it's not going to be perfect. It has these little landing legs, which is nice, which gets it up off the ground and makes that room for the camera. And on the back there is your battery bay. See in there. The other thing I recommend to people is, I would say, put the battery in. I would say take the, there we go, you hear that? Label your batteries on the inside. Label it, 1, 2, 3, however many batteries you have. So maybe even put the date so you know when you got the battery and you can kind of keep track of the battery health. So I think that might be helpful. When charging the battery, I just wanted to point out something that's important. You have your LED lights on here and you plug this in. I wish it came with 2 chargers, considering that it came with 2 batteries, but you can only charge 1 battery at a time. The other thing to point out is to make sure that you have the proper voltage and amperage charging block. It does recommend 2 amp, so make sure you can do that. I actually tried to take a fast charging block and plug it in here, and I got no lights lighting up. So I thought maybe this was defective, but in fact, it's very sensitive. You definitely don't want to plug it into a computer, because plugging into a computer or a very low powered charging plug is not going to do the trick, and it's just going to heat the battery and kill the battery life. So make sure you don't have a super high powered charger or the lights won't light up. Make sure the charger is not underpowered, and then it won't be powering the battery, and it's just going to heat the battery and end the battery life. So hope that's helpful. So to start off, the box that I got isn't in the greatest of shape. Ordered it from Amazon, but oddly this is a little bit damaged. I don't really care as long as the drone itself actually works well. I'm gonna be fine. So it's the JJRC Epik, EPIK. And then here's some of the features that it has. So it has point of interest, which means you set a point and it'll go around that particular point. Follow me, so you can walk and it'll follow behind you with the app. GPS and maps, obviously you can set up the maps. 5G Wi-Fi, I definitely recommend that, because my understanding is that you're going to get a much better and less congested signal with 5G Wi-Fi. It has a 2K camera, so not 4K, but better than 1080p. And this actually adjusts, which is nice as well. The drone has brushless motors, which are the better of the motors. Brushed motors will be okay, but brushless are going to last you a lot longer. And then it has a click-in battery. I don't know why they show it as a feature, but obviously the battery is not going to fall out with that regard. So let's take a look around the box and then open it. So there's the front of the box. Back of the box is essentially the same as the front. On the one side, it shows you about the 90-degree camera, so it can go straight out or straight down or anywhere in between. And follow me, it tells you there, which is basically just on each side of the box. It's telling you about the various features of the drone. On the bottom is something that not a lot of the reviews that I've seen have talked about. It's so important to be really careful with these batteries because, you heard a while back about the lithium batteries blowing up when it came to a particular Samsung phone and just other batteries as well. The batteries are volatile, so be sure you put it in a safe container, like a metal container. Put it somewhere that it's being looked over. Put it somewhere where you can't burn your house down, because I've heard people have done that. When you open the box, there's instructions. Here's what all the features are for the remote control, so it tells you about that. And then there's all paperwork in here. For most things, I don't read the instructions, but for a drone, definitely do that, because there's a lot of damage you can do and a lot of things you can do to actually hurt yourself or others if you don't. You find that you have the remote control right here on top. Has a little piece of styrofoam here. Obviously, I have this guy upside down, but that's okay. Flip it over, and inside the box, you have the drone in the middle here, which we'll look a little more in depth at. You have 2 batteries, and as I said, click, but it also has a lock on it to lock the batteries in place. So it has 2 batteries, which is great. It's always good. I recommend to get at least 2 batteries for any drone you get. And in this package, you have the little thing where you'll attach your phone to the remote control. And then over here, we have a tool kit. We have a little Phillips screwdriver. And we have a couple of these extra screw-on things because these propellers are actually screwed on. Interesting, it says B on there, and that says B, A, and it says A on the propeller. So it tells you which ones are B, B and B, A and A. So with the spare propellers that you have here, they'll be marked A and B, and you want to choose the right ones when you put them on. And then in this package, you have your USB charger. So you can see over here, you have a little USB Type-C port, which is cool. And it comes with a USB-C cable. And the battery itself is a LiPo 7.6 volt, 2,420 milliamp hours, or 18.39 watt hours. So that's that right there, and it comes with 2 of them, which is great. Looking at the remote control, it has all your buttons there, which we'll go over in a minute. And on the back, it operates on 4 AA batteries. And then up top here is where you put in your phone holder. Right there. And then we'll put this guy on there. Snap that in place. And then we can attach our little phone holder right there. And it definitely has a nice little spring to it to hold a decent sized phone. So I put my old Note 8 on there so you can see how you can even fit a pretty decent sized phone. I have the Note 9 now. And then here with batteries in there, turn that guy on. It has a really cool display. So it'll tell you about the battery life. I don't have the drone on yet, so you can't see that. Battery in there, mode 2. So looking at the remote, and then here are the instructions for it. It tells you what each of the buttons are. So this is your 1-key unlock to unlock the motors on it. Then you have your 1-key takeoff, which is right here. And it's also your 1-key landing. So if you're in the air already, you can land it using that. Then here, obviously, you have your left stick, which moves up and down. Here, number 4, it says it's your gesture or GPS switch mode. So this is going to allow you to fly in GPS outside, which I recommend unless you're just really good at it. So once you've mastered it, go to there. Then number 5 is going to be the on and off switch, which is in the center. Number 6 is your power indicator, which is here. Number 7 is your 1-key return, which is going to be this guy right here. That's the little, little home, the little H with the little point right there. Number 8 is going to be your photo button. Number 9, obviously, is your right stick. Number 10, which is this guy, is going to be your headless mode switch. Put it on headless mode or not, and that's so that no matter which way the drone's facing, if you hit back, it'll come back, forward, it'll go forward, and if it's facing the other way, the same thing. Number 11 which is going to be this guy right here, is nothing. It doesn't look like it's anything. Maybe what I would probably do with this is put a little strap, like a little string, if you want to hold this attached to yourself, because it looks like it has a little hole. You could do that. And then number 11, and yeah, that was number 11. Number 12 is going to be your display. And then on the back, it shows 2 buttons, a gimbal trimmer, and the other one does nothing. And then on the side, there's the gimbal trimmer. And so that's this little rotating switch over here. And what that's going to allow you to do is move the camera down or up. And the 2 buttons on the back do absolutely nothing. And that's these guys over here. And if you try to touch them, it clearly feels like there's nothing to it. So that's everything on the remote. And we'll make sure our batteries are charged up, and we'll take it for a flight.